Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I am your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian. How are you, my dude?
Good, how you doing?
We're good. We were having some laughs pre-show about
Jaquan.
about Jaquan. He's our hypothetical grocer friend, and it just got off the rails. We appreciate everybody who's been liking, subscribing, checking out all of our videos. Our last episode was a review of Bachelor in Paradise, the penultimate week of Bachelor in Paradise. So definitely go check that out. If you are or aren't even a Bachelor fan, we weren't when we started the show. We're learning with everyone else, but we're actually having a lot of fun. There was a lot of things on this stuff like guest hosts like Lil Jon and David Spade, and a lot of goofy making fun of itself, breaking the fourth wall a little bit. So I think it's a show everyone can get into. Later this week, we will also have reviews of Survivor and The Challenge. Those will be coming out over the next few days, as well as a few other shows. We've seen that they announced a new season of Sexy Beasts. I sent that in the group chat. That starts October 7th, so a week or so from when this episode drops. So we will definitely be covering that. Everything from F-Boy Island to Jersey Shore. We are going to do some kind of coverage of Floribama. And also next week, you will definitely get our coverage of Squid Game, which apparently is now the number one show almost of all time in Netflix. It's a Korean game show that is dubbed over. So, Bri, a lot of content coming this week.
I'm excited about that. I will also think we should do a Double Shot of Love.
Oh, yeah. Did it start already? It probably started
Yeah.
already.
Yeah, I saw the first episode, haven't seen the second and third.
Okay. So we have some things to catch up on, and we'll figure out if they're all going to be full episodes, if we're going to do those as mini episodes. Some things we've even talked about doing on social media, like our Instagram. Make sure you check out our Instagram and social media tags at The Reality Guys. Everything else is tagged in the episode descriptions, so it'll be easy to find Brian, myself. So, Brian, this episode is a kind of special bonus episode of The Reality Guys. On this episode, we're actually going to focus mainly on the Netflix documentary Britney versus Spears, but overall, just the whole crazy Britney Spears conservatorship story. We know this is a little bit outside of how we normally just cover our weekly episodes, but in our discussions, we said, hey, look, this is reality TV. This is real life. And more so even to the fact that we a lot of times joke about how the people on the shows, especially things like The Challenge and The Bachelor, a lot of this stuff is about wanting to become famous and get that Instagram fame and get that notoriety. And man, if anything, this stuff could show you is the opposite side of if you really want that type of fame. None of these people, Bri, that we cover in any other kind of show could handle 1/10 of the fame that she had to deal with. What was just overall like your thoughts just on before we even get into the conservatorship, just how big she was, man, because we're 90s kids and we knew she was big, but this documentary really blew it out of the water.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up with two younger sisters, so plenty of Britney Spears being played in the car. And it's good music.
Bangers.
Catchy. Like this, the positive, like the happy moments of this documentary was like hearing the songs. And I was like, oh, I forgot about that song. Like, great song. Mm-hmm. But like the one moment that really like stuck with me where being super famous would suck is like she's trying to like drive away, like speeding away, and people are still chasing her. Like that would just, it's terrible. Like just
a 100 car chase, they said.
Like yeah, it's just like too much.
So
I don't like comment like is this still a thing now? Sorry.
No. Go ahead. No, that's a good point you're about to bring up.
Because like you don't see that much anymore, like with like, because I feel like people can just do it with their phones now, and like they can, like, I guess these media outlets can just get other like people like us to do it for free, and they just pay them a low fee, and then they can just post it on their website and make all the real money with like the ads and stuff.
Yeah, no, you're right. That, and besides the fact that I do think as a social consciousness, we've realized it's very creepy to do that. But even I think more so, Bri, is that the celebrities themselves have their own cameras in their hands now. And they go on live and they tweet and they put their own business out there. They don't need someone to chase them down and hunt them down for questioning. Most of the time, it's people like you said, you and me, shooting a tweet off from left field and getting a response and getting someone triggered, or, a journalist tweeting, or like I said, unprompted messages or Instagram lives and all those type of things.
Right.
So the like I said, the documentary is on Netflix. It's Britney versus Spears. There's also a few other documentaries that have come out recently. Controlling Britney Spears was one that dropped on Hulu as well. That one was actually more of a documentary series. Goes into even more detail. So I also recommend checking that out. But Brian and I mainly checked out this Britney versus Spears. We're not here to give you a full breakdown. We're here to give you a quick review. And like we said, we really just thought it was something worth bringing attention to, even just having a video up here on our feed, even if a few people haven't seen this story and we get one or two people to check it out, it'll be worth it for me. So the real crux of the story is that as Britney Spears' fame grew, and again, really in our heyday, 2008, 2009, we were in high school, early college age at the time. Britney was well documented. She had a lot of different relationships. She had her divorce with Kevin Federline, her husband. There was a lot of boyfriends and a lot of paparazzi things like Brian alluded to. It led to in 2008, and it's the exact date, it was February 1st, 2008, Britney being placed in a legal conservatorship in the hands of her father, Jamie Spears, who is basically Voldemort in real life. Right. I mean, really, I don't mean, the dude's a fucking asshole. Honestly, he's a fucking real piece of shit. Like, what else do you want me to say?
It doesn't make sense. It just seems like I said in pre-show, it's like this is like a villain in a book.
You can't. You can't make it up. So, due to what they deemed Britney's mental instability and lack of able to making her own decisions, they literally took all control of her finances and adult decisions, literally, if she could see her kids, where she could go, what she could buy, if she could perform, if she could record, etc., in the hands of her father, who, for all intents and purposes, the documentary points out, he wasn't very much involved in her life up until that point. There is a lot of fuckery that goes on with how Britney gets put into this conservatorship. Let's just call a spade for what a spade. There's a lot of shady shit and some illegal shit basically that goes down that gets her put into this position that a normal person like you or I wouldn't get put into. What do you think? Am I mischaracterizing this at all?
No, I don't think so. I mean, just you saying that right there, I was just thinking like, how did like her mom like sign off on this? And like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just so many things that you just like,
it just, you notice she never appeared. She noticed she never appeared. And the sister never appeared either. And right. They're apparently two of the, we learn when we're kids, even if you're not the one doing the bullying, if you're not stopping the bullying or you're in some way gaining from it at all, you're just as worse. I basically feel like that's what they were kind of alluding to. Man, there are some interviews in this documentary, especially from Britney's longtime assistant, where she's afraid to actually tell the story. She won't comment on like things where like, so describe that relationship. She's like, nah, nah, bro. Like fucking steps.
It's just like I don't know, just watch it. It's like you feel like you're like watching a movie and you're missing, like they would like there was a blank screen of a plot point and it just keeps going. Like you're missing data to like come to like, how did this actually happen? It's just,
I mean, listen, we're not here, like I said, to spoil. And the documentary is very succinct. It's only about 90 minutes long. It's a really, like I said, it's a great watch, a lot of awesome footage. There's two more things I would point out, just sticking in the point of the fuckery. When you get to the doctor, guys, and that's all I'm going to say. When you get to the doctor, my fiance Emily was watching it with me as well. And I don't think she'll be upset if I tell her, she started to cry because that's when she really, I think, understood like the crux of the fix. You could see the legal things and some of the stuff beforehand is believable, like in a weird way. But when you get to the doctor who was brought in to evaluate her mentality, I don't want to, but just how flippant he was in that interview. It's a human being, man. And it made me sick. And that was my big takeaway from it. I want to get your big takeaway and then we'll bring up the obvious current events going on with it. That's more positive before we get out of here.
No, I mean, I agree with you. Like, there's just that's what I'm saying. Like, you just like watching this and you just don't even think it's real. Like the doctor and just like she couldn't even go on a rock. Like she had to get a drive scheduled in. Like she couldn't even drive her own car. Like it's crazy that like she was the one, and also just like how much money she made, and she was only getting like to what, $8,000 allowance a month. That's $70,000 a year, right? Am I doing the math on 76?
It was, oh yeah. I mean, I the numbers were ridiculous.
96. Am I stupid? I'm stupid.
No. Her revenue was her she was paying her father. Her father was paying himself a $16,000 a month salary. Her allowance was only $8,000.
Yeah, so $96,000, and she was making like what that one tour made like 500 million or something like that.
The dad made 2.1 million in revenue himself. Yeah. That's outside of the salary that he paid himself every year. There's a lot of things like that. I mean, they were changing her drugs. They were canceling tours. They were telling her to the extent that she can and can't have children. And like I said, trust me, guys, if you think we are getting into too much, there is way more that we are not even talking about. And that's why we do want you to check it out. In good news, and they do bring this up at the end of the documentary, but as of recording, we are recording this on September 30th. So on September 29th, she at court, Britney had another day in court. And thankfully, the court is ordering to dissolve Jamie Spears' conservatorship. Back in the summer, he had already basically given up his rights to conservatorship when a lot of the public pressure and these documentaries were announced that things were coming, but that was not fully official. From my understanding, they still now have to go through the process to find out if she does need a conservatorship. However, it would be put into like an independent conservator, which would be way more normal. And basically she would be back in charge of her own life. And the idea is that she just couldn't destroy her own life if she actually was self-destructive. So I guess, it's not all that ends well, but at least it's finally being addressed. It's just crazy that it needed a fucking ton of documentaries. And what is it, 2008? How long is that, man? 13 years?
Yeah. Dude, we were just going into college then. So
that was our freshman year, fall at Delaware, was like that album dropping.
Was that Toxic or?
No, that was later on. That was I think it was like hold on, I have it right here.
It's Britney, bitch, right?
The Blackout album.
Yeah.
The Blackout album. Yeah. You said that on our way out. Favorite Britney Spears song? Toxic, definitely.
My favorite song that she sings.
Yeah.
Like her.
Yeah, Britney Spears song.
Oh man, there's so many good ones. One of my favorite like features is Scream and Shout with Will I Am. That
nice. That's a good one. Yeah.
Dude,
Will I Am and Britney, bitch.
She's got some good stuff. I think of something like probably early, like I think baby, what's that one?
Oops, I Did It Again.
That Oops, I Did It Again. I listen to all these songs. I don't remember the names of them. That's really bad.
I'm not that, and I think that's Oops, I Did It Again. Yeah. We are 90s babies, folks. So this was what we grew up with. So it was just really sad to hear. I'm hoping that this is going to allow her now the freedom and the happiness, more importantly, to like live her life. And I want her to have another Vegas thing, man, because I'm going. Yeah. If she has another Vegas kind of studio or residency, I'm going. There's no shot. No way.
Maybe like if she gets from under their thumb, like maybe she'll make a new album.
That would be sick. I mean, she definitely can still bring it. If J-Lo can still bring it, Britney can still bring it.
You technically don't even retire in the music world anymore. You just kind of stop making music and just that's it. Like she's living off royalty checks, I'm sure. Like
yeah, I mean, basically in the music industry, you either just stop making music on your own, or you get placed into a litigation prison by your own father, and you don't do anything for years. Tomato.
Right. She's got so many heat-seeking tracks. Like she's just got to be rolling in it.
Listen, we are team.
She should be rolling in it.
Just in case everyone needs to know, she definitely is. She's still worth like $50 million. So there's still cash there, just from the royalties and just from her discography and things like that.
Uncle Scrooge McDuck's vault.
Just so everyone is clear, the reality guys are Team Britney, #Free Britney. Nobody should be putting this kind of shit. If you're interested in this this conservatorship stuff, and it's wild. There is an amazing movie that came out this year. One of my favorite films, period, of 2020/2021 of the last calendar year. It's called I Care a Lot. And I am telling you, you will not be disappointed. It has a really satisfying ending, one of the more satisfying endings of a film that I've seen in a while. So again, we will do these kind of bonus episodes here and there when I think it's warranted, or Brian or Kevin have something we want to watch that's warranted. Thank you to Kristen, our Bachelor expert and longtime friend. This was actually her recommendation to check out the stuff and even to do an episode. So soon, next time, Kristen, when you have a recommendation, you have to come on and talk about your own recommendation. But we really appreciate this one. Everyone, please like and subscribe. Like I said, next episode will be our review of week 2 of Survivor 41. So until next time, from myself and Brian, peace.